Hi kiddos, this is Miss Stark, and today we're going to be working with rational numbers INB. So what they mean by rational numbers is decimals. And we're going to be talking about two kinds of decimals today. We're going to be talking about terminating decimals, and we're going to be talking about repeating decimals. Now, they basically are what they say they are. Terminating, I like to think of the movie Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terminating meaning ending, it cuts off. Repeating is just as it says, it repeats. It kind of makes a pattern. So, for example, repeating 3 over and over again is a repeating pattern. Repeating 3, 4, 3 over and over again is a pattern. Just anything that's a pattern is called a repeating decimal. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be filling in these blanks with these words here. So our first one is a rational number. If I can spell. I forgot the L. A rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction. Fractions, integers, remember integers are the negative numbers. And decimals are all rational numbers. Now, when we say decimals, we're just talking about those two decimals in particular, the terminating decimals and the repeating decimals. Okay, so our job for this table right here is to convert decimals into fractions and fractions into decimals. Now, to convert a decimal into a fraction, what you're going to do is pretty simple. I'm actually going to use an add-on I found called MathType. You're welcome to get the add-on as well. I'm hoping the district allows you to do this. But you go to MathType and you go to Insert Math Equation. And it pops this up. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is in order to make a decimal into a fraction, what you do is I'm going to type in the fraction. I'm going to type in the decimal right here. Is you're going to type the number. So in this case, 0.25. I'm going to type in 25. I'm going to do the slash by that question mark. And that automatically makes it a fraction. I could have also just pressed this, put 25 at the top. My bottom number, this is very important. So your bottom number is always going to have a 1. 1's going to be the first number. Now, you're going to add zeros after that 1. The number of zeros you add depends on how many digits are in the numerator. So here I have 2 digits, a 2 and a 5. So I'm going to put 2 zeros. And that's it. That's your fraction. I am going to take it a step further and reduce it. How I'm going to reduce it is I know my 25s. My 25s are like quarters. How many quarters make a dollar? Well, 4 quarters. So I know that 1 quarter makes 25 and 4 makes a dollar. So I'm going to reduce it to 1/4 by dividing both. And it looks like, hold on, give me a sec. Let's get rid of that. 25. I'm going to use the division sign and be like, okay, I divided both by 25 and got 1/4. Now I could have gone a different way. I could have divided both of them by 5 and then do it again. But I decided to go the quick way because I know that 25 easily goes into 100 because of quarters. So I'm going to click insert. And the best part about this is it auto sizes it for me. And as I make it smaller, like a picture, it fixes the print as it is. So right there, I have 0.25 equals 1/4. Now, over here on the far side, I could do 1/4 by inserting from the special characters, but I'm going to use the add-on math type again and make a fraction like down here. Just type in 1/4. There's a 1/4 right here that I could use, but I'm gonna make one because I need that for the problems down below. So I'm gonna give it a second. 1/4. 1. Come on. Oh, now you're not gonna work. 1/4. I think I typed too fast for it to realize. There we go. Kept typing too fast, that's why. I'm going to insert, it's going to create another picture for me to use. Again, I'm going to resize it and fit it into that box there and put it under fraction. It does take a while sometimes. Come on. And then after I'm done resizing it and putting there, I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm going to show another example of decimals to fractions. I like using math add-on. You're welcome to type this in. And with math add-on, math type, sorry, not math add-on. It's an add-on for math. With math type, you may notice that it has this little squirrely thing to where I can actually write it out, but I'm finding it easier for me to type it, just because it's just easier for me right now. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 7, make it a fraction. I'm going to put my 1 because I always need that 1. How many digits are up there in the numerator? There's only 1. It's a 7, so I only need 1/10. And I can't reduce this any further, so that is my answer. Pretty simple. Let's resize it. Okay. And my answer was 7/10, so again, I'm going to do this. Whoops. That's something that you guys need to realize. If you're still highlighting here, see how this blue line is still here? Since I still have it on, it's going to edit that equation. So you need to click off of it by clicking like off to the side or something in order to create a new one. So that's a very useful tool. So if you mess up, you can easily fix it by clicking on it and going to the add-on math and going that way. So you're not stuck with it and be like, oh, now I got to make it all over again. Luckily, you can edit it afterwards. So here we go. There we go. That's okay. That's good. Okay, next I'm going to go over down here to the bottoms, not the bottoms, but the fractions and converting them to decimals. So I'm going to delete this ahead of time. I'm going to go to math type again. 1/2. So in order to find the fraction, the decimal, what you're going to do is you're going to do the numerator, which in this case is 1, and divide it by the denominator, which is 2. You can use a calculator for this. I actually know this one off the top of my head. It's 0.5. Let's see. Does this have anything that would make it easy? Nope, it does not. So what I'm looking for is long division. See if it has anything for long division. And oh, is that? It does. So I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to try this out for you guys. So 2 goes right here. 1 goes right here. 2 cannot go into 1. So I put a 0 because it can't go in. Now, if you remember from 6th grade, what we're supposed to do if that happens is we're supposed to add a decimal and put a 0 because there's always zeros behind any whole number. And we do the same thing here, put a decimal. Now, how many times can 2 go into 10? Well, it can go in 5 times. And then we do minus 10, which is 0. I don't like how that turned out, but you get my point. I'm going to insert that because that looks really good. I like that. I don't think it's going to fit here very nicely, but that's okay. We can stagger it. Oh, actually, I still have it blued, so what I'm going to do is edit this and make it all one line, and maybe that will help instead of having it separately. So let's see if that works. Go. Let's change it to that. It will change it. I believe it also changes the size again. Yep, it does. There we go. There we go. That looks good. That's good. Okay, now that I have my decimal, I'm going to put it right here, 0.5. I don't need the special math thing because luckily for me, it's the same. So, or the same format. So let's try to make it a little bigger. Make it the same size as that up there. There we go. Okay. So next up is 1/8. So we do the same thing. We go, or at least this is how I'm going to do it, is this way. So 1 divided by 8 equals... This one I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm going to do a little space. It was over here. Yeah. So it's this middle tab here. Long division. 8 goes out. 1 goes in. 8 can't go into 1. I put a decimal, 0. 8 can go into 10 one time. So that is minus 8, which equals 2. It's going to get very confusing. Okay, add another 0, which makes that 2 at 20. 8 can go into 22 times, which is 16. Oh, minus. That is 4. Add another 0. I usually like to do 3 or 4 zeros just to make sure where it ends. Especially with even numbers like 8, 4, 6, because a 0 they can do. Numbers like 3, 5, 7, they usually, well, not 5, 3, 7, 9, they don't have a number except for 90, 70, stuff like that ends in 0. So I like to try to get this to at least 3 or 4 zeros after the decimal or the last number to find out where I am. And it looks like I have found it. Stop pressing tab because tab doesn't work. You have to press space. Okay. This was a super long one, so this is not going to look very nice. So I'm going to try to put it off to the side, and then the next one, when I do this on my own, it will kind of have to be staggered. So right there. See how? And if you do make it tiny, I can always make it bigger so I can see it better. So if you're worried if I'm not going to be able to see it, don't worry too much because I'm able to readjust the size for me to be able to read it. And then I put 0.125 right here. Okay. Down here, there are these 6 fractions. What you're going to do is use a calculator or long division and find out if they are a repeating decimal or a terminating decimal, a decimal that ends. So most, not all, but most of the time when it has a denominator that is even, they're more likely to be terminating than repeating. The opposite is true with odd numbers. If they have an odd number at the bottom, they're more likely to be repeating than terminating. Now, that does not mean that all odd number denominators, bottom numbers, go in repeating and all even ones go in terminating. That is not true. So the ones I'm going to be doing are the ones down here, 1/6 and 3/5. So the first one I'm going to do is 1/6. So I'm going to pull up a calculator and I'm just going to type it in, 1 divided by 6. So here I have 0.1111167. So that 7 is just a rounded 6. So as you see, I have 6 repeating constantly. So that means this one is going to be a repeating decimal. Now this one kind of goes against the rules of even is terminating, but like I said, there's some that are meant to be broken. Okay. 3/5. So again, I'm going to pull out my calculator. 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. This one's a terminating. It just 6 there. So this is terminating. And then you do the same with these last 4 as well. Don't assume one is repeating and one is terminating just because of the denominator. I just want to give you that little clue to help you realize, hey, this might be repeating if it's an odd number. But it might end like 3/5, or it might keep going like 1/6. My hint is if you have the same number repeating, like with 1 divided by 6, it was 0.1666. If you have the same number appearing 3 times in a row, I feel like that's the point where you can call it being a repeating decimal. Okay, so I hope this video has helped. If you have any questions, let me know. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.